Walk with me, walk with me, walk with me. It feels weird, right? Because, you know, I would always see people walking around with like their cameras up, like how I'm holding my camera, right? And I would, hi,
How are you?
good, how are you? Oh, you remember my name? How you doing, Carlos?
Good. You remember mine too?
Of course.
That's good.
Of course.
All right, good to see you.
You too. You're around here?
Today, yeah.
Okay.
We're having that tomorrow.
Okay.
Good to see you.
All right, you too. I'll see you later. Okay. Well, that was my angel. I call him my angel because, oh, I call him my angel. Wait, hold on. Let me get past this loud noise here. I almost said Carlitos. So yeah, I call him my angel because when I had got into, what was it? I had got into like a little bind or something with funds. I don't remember why or what happened. And I don't want to like pause too long on here. So I don't remember why or what happened. If I remember, I'll let y'all know later. But anyway, I was working at the front desk and I needed like a certain amount to pay something, right? And if I didn't pay, then there was a chance that I would be, you know, in trouble basically. So Carlos kind of came out of nowhere and he had a situation where he needed help. And so I was like, well, you need help in this and I need help in this. So let's do one hand, wash the other. Actually, I spoke about this in a video that I did. The video that I did called Y'all, I'm Being Attacked. I spoke about this in that video. It's on this page. It's titled Y'all, I'm Being Attacked, right? And it's like a TikTok video, but I uploaded it on YouTube. And I spoke about how this angel came out of nowhere and helped me out of a situation that I was in. But he was also in a situation too. And I ended up helping him. So we ended up helping each other. His situation got messed up, right? Due to some people or whatever. And, but he still didn't take back what he let me borrow. He was just like, no, go ahead or whatever. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, thank you. And I was able to pay him back and it was all good. So it was cool that I just ran into him and he remembered my name. I'm like, you remember my name? He's like, you remember my name? It's like, of course. So we got a connection now because everything that happened. But so it was good seeing him. He looks good. That was interesting. No, but I originally was talking to I'm trying, but I'm walking. So, you know, when you're, okay, let me slow down. And I noticed that when I'm walking, my camera image, ooh, wow, y'all. So the sun is like blinding me out from the other way. I noticed that when I'm walking, that the camera seems like blurry sometimes. So I guess it's because I walk fast anyway. I naturally walk fast. I walk like I'm still in New York working. In New York, I used to walk like 22 blocks. And if anybody knows New York, you know blocks are like, I don't know how many miles long. Maybe a mile long. Like blocks in New York are really long, especially in Manhattan. They're really, really long. So I used to walk 22 blocks. And just to get to my internship at the time, I used to work at Columbia Records for Sony Music Entertainment. Then it became Sony and BMG. So I would literally get off, I would take the train from Jersey, which is where I'm originally from, and I would get off at 33rd Street. And I would literally walk all the way up to, where is Sony? 50-something Street? It was like 50-something, I think, Street. Yeah, because it was like literally 22 blocks that I would walk. And the people that I worked with, and even like my roommate, they would be like, Shanda, why are you walking 22 blocks? Why are you walking 22 blocks? Why don't you just take the damn train up all the way down? And I'm just like, cause, you know, then I got to get off the train and wait for another train to come. And I look at it as a way of saving money. And they were like, $2? You trying to save $2? But I could be frugal like that. But also, I like to walk. And New York, if you've ever been to New York City, and Manhattan is like real exciting. There's always a lot going on, a lot of hustle and bustle, a lot of music, artists, lights, camera, action, glittery stuff. You know what I mean? And just from me walking in New York, as much as I walked, I would actually run into people. Like I ran into Omar Epps, actor Omar Epps one time, and I was like, hey, you know, just from walking. One time I ran up on, I think it was a David Letterman show. If I'm not mistaken, it was some show in New York, and I was walking, and I happened to look, and it was Sarah Jessica Parker. And I said, hey, that's Sarah Jessica Parker. So I walked on over. I said, hey, Sarah, I love you on Sex and the City. And she just smiled and waved, you know? And so I figured, walking in New York, you get to see a lot of things. And if you take the train all the time, you miss out on a lot of things. So because I like to walk and because I like to sightsee and stuff, it didn't bother me. And I was like in the best shape of my life. Child, I was in the best shape of my life. Looking too good, okay? I gotta get back to those days. But anyway, gotta get back to those right and tight days. But, so yeah, I didn't mind at all. But then I got to a point where, you know how when you work at a certain place for a little while, you build rapport with people and they really like you or whatever. And I was like that person that would stay late at work to help out if anybody needed anything. And so from that, my bosses at the time, who were publicists in Columbia Records, my bosses at the time, they would just send cars for me. They're like, oh, Shanda, don't worry about taking the train home or whatever. We'll get you a car. One time they got me a limo. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I was pulling up to my college dorm in like a limo, and people were like, what the hell? People were looking, and they were like, what the hell? And I was like, my boss got it for me. My boss got it for me, but whatever. So yeah, I started getting cars called up for me to go here and go there. One time I got a chance to go to Cyndi Lauper's apartment, which was like on 72nd Street in Manhattan. It was like in the 70s. I think it was 72nd Street or whatever. It was like a big ass building or whatever. And you know, I remember it. I didn't like the building though, because it kind of made me feel like it was like I don't want to say prison, but I didn't like the way the building looked. But I thought it was cool that I was dropping a package off to Cyndi Lauper's house. But anyway, it was like a lot of perks that I got when I was working there, like a lot of free CDs. Clearly, I got to meet Beyonce and her dad and her cousin, and who else I got to meet? Jessica Simpson, not DMX. Who was the other one? Who was that other guy? Exhibit, Jamie Foxx, Lloyd Banks, Tiffany Evans, who we really don't see her as much anymore, but I got the chance to video her on stage, like when she came in to Sony, to Columbia Records, to like perform. I guess she was not like really auditioning, because I think they knew they wanted to sign her, or maybe they already did, but they wanted to get her performing. And so they asked me to come in and shoot the video for Tiffany Evans. So I came in. You know what? And I don't think I got credit for that. I don't think I got credit for that. I don't think I did. But it's okay. It's okay. I know what I did. So, yeah. So, you know, you get a lot. And then I got tickets to concerts. And I had never been to a concert before I started working there. So that was pretty cool too, because I had never been to a concert before. It was just something that we didn't do. And I know some people think that sounds weird, because they're like, what do you mean? Like, your parents didn't take you to concerts, or you didn't grow up going to concerts? And it's like, no, I didn't grow up going to concerts. I didn't grow up. I mean, music was always a part of my life. You know, music was always played, you know, in my home. And let me get out of the sun so y'all can see me better. Like, music was always played like in my home all the time. That's how I have like a long library of, or recollection of, good music, because music was always played around me and everywhere with my family. But we never did the concert thing. So when I would hear stories about kids who grew up going to concerts and stuff, I was like, oh, that's cool. I guess I kind of missed out on that part of my life. But I got a chance to go to my first concert when I was working at Sony for Columbia Records. And it was the ladies' first concert. And it was like Alicia Keys, Missy Elliott. I forget who else. I don't think Beyonce was. I don't know if Beyonce was there, but I know for sure it was Alicia Keys and Missy Elliott. And yeah, so I got a chance to, that was my very first concert I ever been to, was the ladies' first concert. And that was years ago, clearly. And so it was kind of cool. So I did get a lot of perks working there. Got a chance to PA Prince's video shoot, musicology video shoot at Webster Hall in April of 2004. And I got a chance to meet Prince and, you know, watch him live on stage, like do his thing. It was like so incredible. It was so incredible. And I got two of my college friends, Angela, and I forget the other girl, I think Michelle, I think that was her friend. And I got them in to see it too, to watch it. And what else? It was a lot. It was a lot. I got to dissect a couple Destiny's Child's videos. So like I worked for the publicity department, but I also worked in the video production department. I started in the video production department, and publicity kind of stole me, which kind of made my boss in video production kind of mad. Because my boss was like, I'm taking you out to these video shoots, and I'm taking you here, and I'm taking you there, and you just gonna let them steal you from me? But they were just like, we want Shanda, she's a great worker. I mean, we want, you know. And I'm cool too. Like, people get to know me, they're just like, you know, well, you know, the ones that take to you, the ones that accept you, the ones that vibe with you, you know. So I was cool with a lot of folks there, but publicity kind of stole me. And so, but in the video department, in the video department, yeah, I would dissect Destiny's Child's videos with the video production director. Was she the video production director? Camille. And she would call me into the office and ask me, well, what would you leave in this video? Or what would you take out of this video? And it was like straight up Destiny's Child's videos. And she was like, well, I don't know about this part. And what do you think of this? And she was like going through like an edit process. And a lot of Destiny's Child's videos were shot in California. And I was like, I just was like, damn, will they ever shoot a video in New York so I could go to their video shoot or whatever? Like, and I kept asking my boss, like, are they ever going to shoot a video in New York so I could go to a damn video shoot? Because they always seem to shoot their videos in LA. But like Nas, I worked on his Thieves theme video shoot or whatever. And so I got to meet him and Khalees and a couple of other people. And what else? You know, so if it was New York based, like the video shoots, I got to go. So I got a lot of perks working there, and it was like I worked at MTV also. I did a lot in New York, and I partied hard in like damn near all the boroughs. I mean, party to like you go in at nighttime, you coming out, it's daytime, okay? The sun is up. That's how hard I used to party in New York, y'all. And as soon as we would get out, the first thing we would hit up is the diner, because clearly after drinking all night, you hungry, you know. You you drinking all night, you gotta soak up. Oh yay! You gotta soak up all of that liquor and everything, you know. So that's why I never like feel bad about certain things, because I'm like you know, like certain situations that I find myself in that may not be the best situations or whatever. It's like I'm always grateful for all the experiences that I've had, because I think I've done a lot that a lot of people probably haven't done, and I've experienced a lot, and so I'm always grateful for my experiences. Like, I may not be in the best situation house-wise, but like I know what it feels like to be a homeowner. You know what I mean? I've owned homes. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like you always have to be grateful for what you had and grateful for what you currently have, because you know how good it can be, but you know how it can be bad too. And even when you feel like it's good, right? There's still some bad in the good, right? Damn, that reminded me of somebody that said, find the good and praise it. That just popped in my head. You got to find the good and praise it. Find the good and praise it. Almost like what I just said. Like, even if there are bad situations, there's some good in it. Do you know what I mean? And so, oh, Mr. Lawson. Of course. Of course, Mr. Lawson. Mr. Richard Lawson. That came from him. Find the good and praise it. That's what he says. So that's what it kind of reminds me of, you know? All right. Oh, okay. I got to go clock in real quick, y'all. I'm going to come back on in a few, okay? All right. All right. I'll be right back, y'all.